Hey people, this is Space Warlord Organ Trading Simulator Review, Universal Donor Edition by channel ssethtzeentach. Here's another Seth video. He uploaded this yesterday, I guess. Yeah, Space Warlord Organ Trading, I guess is gonna be some smaller game, because no way organ trading can be a AAA game. Yeah, that's what I love about Seth. Whenever he reviews some smaller games, they are always incredible. So let's watch it. Remember, if you like my rigs, and don't like subscribe so I know which type of videos to react to more. Check out the rigs handy, there's a link in the description. And yeah, let's watch it.
Hey people, Seth here. Welcome to a little game I got gifted a couple months prior. I'll be real, I don't pay for games. I just put on my LED cat ear headset and get everybody to be my Discord or daddy. This is the...
Yeah, I don't pay for... this is my... There are lots of review that Seth did, right? Where he just literally said like how to pirate a game and he literally puts that in the video. I'm like, what the fuck? I get it, at the time he probably had like 200, 300 subscribers or something. 200, 300k subscribers. But now he's like over 1 million. I don't know. One of these days those videos are gonna become a problem. Because YouTube sometimes just manually reviews old videos and I don't know.
The best investment in 2022. This doesn't just pay you dividends, it pays you salaries, other people's salaries. Disclaimer, I am in no way affiliated with the Chinese tar factories that make these. That would be lame. On the other hand, if you a Latin American or Middle Eastern militia looking to expand your services, hit me up. 45-second integration doesn't sound like much, but I assure you, that's a lot of stolen AMV footage that I can crossfade into footage of your men wearing turbans. I can also do a full dedicated video where I can quickly summarize the fine points of your proposed benevolent regime, namely, the peaceful transition of power. I got given this by a dude who originally I assumed to be deaf, until one day he said he wanted to VC, and I said no, you can't. Your kind doesn't have that capability. Well, now I feel stupid and he thinks I'm racist. Space Warlord.
See, but Seth is so good because of that speech joke, right? Because of, what is a peaceful concept, what is that? And then it's an RPG there and just speech English to anyone. Nobody can be like Seth, that's what I'm sure.
Organ Trading Simulator is a glimpse into the future where nothing is yours and everything is a commodity, including yourself. That's the joke. It's actually right now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the former patriarch of a Rothschild family who received 9 heart transplants during his life really cared to make sure that every single one of them were ethically sourced from the nearest Malaysian child. So what's the difference? The difference is that in this game, I can publicly list a little boy's heart on the stock exchange so that we can speculate against the value of little Joey's heart. It is a unique...
What the hell?
...perishable good, which is...
Alright, seriously man. Sometimes it's really hard to know where Seth is making joke or is it actually part of the game, right? There are some videos that he reviewed, like I was surprised, like holy shit, this is actually part of the game. He's not making jokes. So how is it? I mean, aren't there any regulators who... First of all, the name, right? Space Warlord Organ Trading. Like, how can you have organ trading in the title of the game? Aren't there some organization that would have problems with, like, you can't make a game about this or something? It's just fucked up.
Already hedged against hyperinflation, owing to the fact that there's only one. To begin, you have to start the game. To begin the game, you have to click start inside the game. After picking a persona, you begin. As stated by the intro, you're above the morality of anybody else. Everybody has them, everybody needs them, and everybody wants them. Which means they need you. You're an organ trader, and this is your universe. Everybody else just lives in it, but you're still at the mercy of someone else. You're not free, you're indentured. Everything you've been given is borrowed. And if you don't play nice and give your handler what he wants, he's going to remind you that everything ever...
Mentor Minter, that's his name? Mentor Minter, okay. Beautiful friendships. Stars rising fast. Sounds like you had a good mentor. Yeah, I guess it's talking about. Yeah, now get me a heart about 74%. I'm paying lower rates, but they'll change someday. You'll deserve it. Eh? Damn, I like whenever some game is not just simplistic, right? They show some kind of complex relationship, right? Somebody brought you into some business. Now they basically hovers over you, right? Doesn't pay you as much, whatever, and constantly reminds you like who you owe your success to or whatever. This is so good.
Given can be taken away one piece at a time. What's it called when you ask for something? Suggestion. What's it called when you ask for something while pointing a gun at their head? Persuasion. Mentor is going to repeatedly persuade you
What the
to
fuck?
choose life over death by forcing you to take non-negotiable contracts which, by their very nature, are designed to make you broke. This is the equivalent of going to a jewelry store with an invoice for $1 in exchange for everything inside. But we'll deal with him later. You begin the game and you'll notice it's very calm and quiet because that's not the game. When you push that red button, the market opens up for exactly 2 minutes. In that time, you gotta go fast and you gotta go hard. 120 seconds of pure stress. That's the game. But this is only the start.
Okay.
Early on, contracts are your bread and butter. You take them, you fulfill their requirements, and you get paid. With payment comes money. With reliability comes reputation. With reputation comes problems. Because the bigger you get, the more they start to notice. Namely, everyone else. They're smarter and faster than you. They're unpredictable, bipolar, and obsessed. But most of all, they're richer than you. Imagine a teenage girl whose bloodstream is nothing but cocaine and benzos, armed with a single corporate credit card, which has an overdraft of 700 trillion. This is your competition. Good luck.
Damn.
If you're too slow, they're going to take it. If you're too fast, you'll buy the wrong piece because they bought something a millisecond earlier, shifting the position of each item. If they need it, they'll take it. If you need it, they'll take it anyway just to spite you. So, how are you meant to survive? At the start, you get offered a little training course on high-speed or...
Wait a minute, at what FPS can you play this game? I know there are certain games that have engine limitations, but can you play this at really high FPS like 200 or something, right? So games like this, FPS would really come into play. Because if you have like, you know, a monitor, you don't have a monitor, you're playing on TV, you'll have, you know, input lag right there. So sometimes you try to click on something, the input lag would be just enough for you to choose some other organ basically, right? This game is built on that, being fast. So around this time, the monitors, really good monitor would come in play with 1 millisecond response time or something. Good keyboard mouse would come in play, FPS would come in play. So yeah, this is really good. Oh, wait, okay. So yeah, first of all, this reminds me of that Jeff Bezos, you know, incident, right? There was some diaper company or something. They sold diaper or something, right? It was diapers. I don't know, something like that in the US. That was his competition. He actually lost money trying to compete with it just to shut it down because he had too much money. He actually lost way too much money just to put them out of commission so he can sell his own thing in Amazon eventually. Right? So I see some element like that in here, right? People will just try to screw with you just because they can, because you're rising. In a way, for the concept, like how relationship work with that mentor guy, right? How he's hustling you. Now the competition, how they want to screw you. This game's certain concepts are really good.
Organ trading. I sincerely recommend you take this. Is there a reward at the end? A little tangible reward for my simplified Coomer erectus brain? No, you learn how to read barcodes. Every organ on the exchange has a serial number. This tells you everything about the organ in the shortest span of time. I'll break this down block by block. Organ code, size, condition, blood type, rarity, and special properties. Why do these matter? Because as you get more reputation, your clients get more demanding. It's no longer a stomach. It's a large stomach. It's no longer any pair of lungs. It's a pair with the same AB negative blood type. And I will not settle for a shitty thyroid. Get me one that's absolutely perfect, pristine. Get me that 1 in a million mythical thyroid that shoots out thyroxine so fast you're gonna live at like 2 times playback speed until your heart explodes. Not like I care. I got a replacement waiting. It's inside somebody else. Now that you can read, you can trade real fast. It's a market as diverse as your clientele. Contracts include, but not limited to, medical supplies, ship repair, warlord training. I saw some fucked up shit and popped my eyes.
What the fuck? I just witnessed something heinous and so undeniably abominable that I require new as this is an actual date message. Holy shit.
Need a replacement. I am currently depressed. I need a new brain. My favorite VTuber told me to get in on this pump and
new brain? How do you transplant a brain? Brain is you. You can transplant everything else and fine. Brain, if somebody removes your brain, you got removed. If somebody pulls somebody else's brain, now your body is theirs, right? Brain is you basically. Your consciousness, if such concept exists, is inside your brain. This game is so good, man.
Dump. I can't lose. Would you be interested in resurrecting a dead god and ending life in this universe as we know it? please let me know. I can't pay very much.
Necromancer's
Necromancy
Anonymous.
work is not unionized. It's been a subject of union busting for years
love
now.
this.
Your options are plentiful. Now, we have to talk about the soundtrack because it's the best soundtrack I've ever heard. Because it's not just a soundtrack, it's layered like a cake. Every single track is layered by the menu you're currently on. So, in the process of high-speed organ transfer, you automatically create a melody just by
First of all, can we take a second
trading.
and talk about this barcode thing? People don't do that in real life, even if something affects their life greatly. And they want you to learn all this code for a fucking game. I mean, this is opposite of a chill game, right? When you're tired, come home, right? You just want to play a game for 15 minutes or a half an hour or something. Just simple game that just, feels fun. Yeah, this is opposite of that.
Due to the nature of the soundtrack, it doesn't actually exist, but the guy who made it remixed the whole thing into an experimental companion soundtrack. I first recommend you play the game and then give it a listen. I don't have a fitting modern
fine.
word for this, so I asked everybody younger for an appropriate expression I could use to convey my enthusiasm for the music. Here goes. It's bussin'. I really like it. I'll put a link in the description below. Later on, you get access to organ stocks, because really, why even buy organs when you can simply speculate? It's a perfect simulation of stock investment,
stock
because
market.
markets don't make sense. There are no rules to the organ exchange, but there is one principle which I've taken.
Yeah, I used to run around collecting organ and selling them, risking getting caught, right? And going to the prison. And now it's just blue collar thing. I just invest in stock. No responsibility, nothing. It's so good. So in the start of the game, they say like, you are the organ donor. Everybody needs you. It is your universe. Everybody else exists in it. And then we realize like how everybody's just, trying to cut you down. How mentor guy, basically somebody who brought you in this, is just trying to blackmail you. And how it's hard to just keep going. So I guess that was all just bullshit. Right? It's really anybody who has anxiety should not play this game, basically.
Taken directly from Rothschild himself. Be greedy when others are cautious. Be cautious when others are greedy. To put it simply, everything look a little too good? Sell that shit, homie. Market correction is coming. And once it does, buy the dip and repeat until you become a multimillionaire. And then, just like me, you're gonna be fined several times in a row on fraudulent charges by corrupt officials and lose the game. I'm not even joking. Blink twice and it's game over. That's how quickly it all goes. That's the ADHD.
Okay, fucking hell, I just kind of read the message, and credits have been withdrawn from your account to pay for lawsuits that are equivalent to your status. So
Even joking. Blink twice and it's game over.
it's just,
That's how quickly
your credits have been requested for the war effort. Please keep fulfilling our requests. They just take the money like that. What the fuck?
it all goes. That's the ADHD experience of life every day. Wake up, scream, and die. Except here it's a lot more dramatic, and I'm currently competing for kidneys with my arch nemesis, who is, of course, a dog. So, I don't really know where to take this metaphor. Eventually, you're also going to get a better cargo hold. You'll figure this out on your own, but essentially, organs interact with other organs. Your cargo hold is alive. It's an inverted body you can graft organs to. I see nothing wrong about this. So, instead of relying exclusively on contracts, you could also buy a high-value organ like an appendix or a pharaoh-gut in very poor condition for very little money. Strap them to a bunch of healthy hearts, pump them full of blood, and flip the newly rejuvenated meat for massive profit. Finally,
Okay, why do I feel like a cargo is an actual person? And he just swaps the organ so the organ stays alive? Because how else hearts would even work, and how would it rejuvenate whatever appendix, whatever he said, right? Other organ. How would that even work? So cargo is an actual person, right? This is so horrible.
Contracts are special. You'll recognize them by the border. Pursuing them leads to different endings. Remember our handler? Well, eventually someone takes notice and offers to take the toxicity out of your
Holy shit! Mentor Minotaur, the guy with all the TV ads, is a bit visible, but sure, I can take him out. Just need my large rot cane up front. Hope that's okay. Payment up front, subject. Oh my god, I love this. So basically this just teaches you, like, if you can blackmail somebody, you shouldn't basically squeeze them out at the point where they'll just put hit out on you, right? Because that's what the Minotaur guy does, right? Mentor, sorry, not Mentor, not Minotaur. But yeah.
your relationship by luring Mentor out into the open and turning him into a flesh painting that cannot die. That's a good ending, by the way. One of the bad endings is when you actually try to help. I'm not going to spoil what it is, but...
Okay, I don't want to pause the movie. Is that actually the thing? That is anything else to learn? Well, he's always around. What the fuck? He actually becomes a live painting or whatever he said, that thing in the background?
One of the bad endings is when you actually try to help. I'm not going to spoil what it is, but here's a hint. One of the tracks in this game is called A Galaxy of Children Who've Only Seen Red. There's a bunch of endings, and I think there's 10 in total. The current copy might have less, but I'm playing an early test build because I have a profound relationship with Warlord, or because I talked to the developer. Warlord, he simply watches as I trip myself repeatedly and blame everybody else. P.S. If you're slow and decrepit and past your prime, which for a man is about 14 years of age, there is an accessibility option to make the game slower. Now, if he only added hotkeys for accepting, fulfilling, and deleting contracts, my life would still be painful, but slightly easier. I actually talked to him about this, and unfortunately, it can't be done that easily. Just like Super Mario 64 was originally going to release with pregnancy mode enabled, at the end of the day, it's a limitation of the engine. Final score. I give Space Warlord Organ Trading Simulator an impractical out of 10. I love this game.
Yeah, if I were to rate it, I would rate like a Seth game, right? Out of 10, Seth game. Certified Seth game, that's for damn sure. Because all this ridiculous game, this is just right there.
But classic organ transplantation will never be a viable method of long-term organ replacement. I'm sorry, but that's an immunological reality. And tissue from anyone else, unless they're an identical twin, will eventually result in tissue rejection. Yes, I'm aware we can take immunosuppressants so we can kill them with a tumor instead. The only real way forward is understanding stem cell differentiation to grow your own tissue that will not be rejected. Space Warlord Organ Trading Simulator. There's a reason I like it so much, because it's the perfect human duality. You get what you give. You sell pieces of everybody else, but the taller you stand, the harder you fall. And one day, it's all gonna come crashing down. You're gonna lose your money. You're gonna lose your life.
Is this like a movie, the Scarface movie, right? The guy is nothing, slowly, climbs up, and in the end, he becomes a drug lord, and in the end, he falls really badly, right? That's the whole core point of the movie, Scarface, right? This kind of feels like that. You're nothing. Everybody treats you like nothing, and then you become really big. And if you get really big, right, it's really hard from there, right? Everybody's gunning for you and shit like that.
And when you're dead, they're gonna chop you up and sell your pieces. Because in this case, the sum of the parts really is greater than the whole. Ultimately, the organ trader really is selling one thing: himself. It's a nice little game. It's not too long, but that's really a matter of perspective. You don't know how short your life is. I thoroughly recommend it. Oh yeah, by the way, you can mod this game. I messed around and it's pretty easy to add new organs. Ironically, the first organ I added is usually the first to be taken away. Where can I buy this game? Everywhere. It's on every platform, on every store, except the Chinese store. Hopefully, by the time this comes out, there's a discount on Steam. Of course, you can also get a 100% discount, depending on your life circumstance. I even recommend it, and we both know exactly what I'm talking about.
Hello guys.
Robbing an ATM.
Okay, what the I just said it in the start of the video, like some of his old video, he talks about, doing pirate. He does that in his latest video. Seth is just next level, right? Man, since I respect this guy so much, he's starting to funny. It's ridiculous.
At 2 in the morning.
Wait a second. Okay. Man, I love this. I love this whole review. I love how Seth in the end just stayed to his true roots and talking about piracy. Why the fuck not? Man. Seriously, I still can't wrap my head around, like, how can there be a game named Space Warlord Organ Trading? Like, somebody like, you can make a game about organ trading. People are not gonna say that. I guess, legally, it's an artistic expression. You can't really say anything about that, right? GTA, it's sort of that. In GTA, lots of heinous shit happened, right? There were many lawsuits. And I guess in the end, it just came like, it's just a game, right? It's an artistic thing. So I guess they probably said that. But still, this is so good. Seth is always, like always, it's just epic. This review was just there. right? And I like how he's just uploading more and more videos every month or two, right? Smaller games like this, but yeah. When some creator becomes really big, right? Sometimes they just upload like 1 or 2 video entire year, like how Internet Student does with his main channel. And I get it, like it for the quality it requires that. But if you can, stay true to your core and still can upload like this, it's just awesome. So Seth is just incredible channel. I think he's criminally underrated. I know he has 1 million subscribers, but he should have much more. Like by now he should have like 3-4 million. Right, because nobody, Maxer's editing is just like he just got morphed into his own studio or something. He's the studio, like, right? He's the Adobe Premiere or something by this point. But Seth, all his jokes, all his script, all the games he review is just something, nobody can touch that. Right, people? Yeah, if you like my reaction, don't forget to like, subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you next time.